I want to, first of all, wish you a very pleasant afternoon, and to, in the process, thank Almighty God for an opportunity like this one, and to thank the people of East Bastille, in fact, who gave me this opportunity. The protocol has already been established, but it behoves me to recognize Your Excellency, Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, also our distinguished Prime Minister, Minister Eugene Hamilton, and other cabinet colleagues, including Senator Wendy Phipps, and our revered Cabinet Secretary, Mrs. Josephine Huggins. I also see our parliamentary colleague and Deputy Speaker, Senator Akila Byron. I met Martin Zablocki for the first time this afternoon, sir. Nice to meet you. And our dear friend of St. Kitts, Her Excellency Marie Legault. Bienvenue à Saint-Christophe, Madame Legault. Other distinguished members of the diplomatic corps, members of the business fraternity, the chairman of the board of directors of SCASPA, other directors, and the management of SCASPA. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I bid you a very pleasant afternoon. And I feel so awkward saying ladies and gentlemen. I feel so aloof, because in fact we are all one big family here. You know, we are all one big family. And I just wanted to say, family, good afternoon to you. We have heard for a long time about a second cruise spear. I'm sure you did. I did. We heard about it in 2012. A second cruise spear was coming. We heard about it again in 2013. We heard a second cruise spear was coming. Didn't you? Didn't you? We heard about a second cruise spear coming again in 2014. But you know what? Come 2015, God sent Team Unity, and the second cruise spear is here. How do you feel? It's here. The moment we have all been waiting for, it is here. The actual physical construction of the second cruise spear has now commenced. And in just under 18 months, your Team Unity administration, God's willing, will deliver on yet another one of its promises. We will deliver on the second cruise spear come September 2019. And you must feel good about that. You must feel good. Don't mind, you see us here in our jacket and tie. It's your function. Be happy, feel good. In less than 18 months, if it's the will of God, the Canadian Commercial Corporation would hand over to the St. Christopher Air and Seaports Authority, and by extension, the government of St. Kitts Nevis and the people of St. Kitts Nevis, a second cruise spear, which would be 60 feet wide, 670 feet long, with a draft alongside approximately 32 feet. Now, this pier will be designed to withstand an 1 in 100-year cycle storm. This pier, which will accommodate simultaneously not one, but two of the world's largest cruise ships afloat today, the Oasis class ships. Casper has vision, and that's what Nadia, the chairperson, was talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, in less than 18 months, God's willing, we would have constructed a second cruise pier that is fit for purpose, as guaranteed by the government of Canada, that is represented here by Commissioner, Her Excellency, Madame Legault. Please stand and take a bow. You deserve a wonderful round of applause. We didn't get to see you too well behind the podium. Thank you. In less than 18 months, we would have strategically positioned St. Kitts and Nevis to achieve marquee port status and a port capable of accommodating the growing sizes of cruise vessels being constructed today. My people, what the former government has failed to do, we have done a second time around. This is progress, real progress, my people. Our team, Unity Government, is very happy with the construction team on the project. And in the true spirit of transparency, we wish to highlight who they are. Our main contractor, as you are aware, is the Canadian Commercial Corporation. Martin and Luke are here. You deserve high recognition. Please. Please stand. Let the people see you. Our primary subcontractor, you are also aware, is Jevi Driver. I've seen Andrew. Where's Richard? Come on, let the people see who you are. Give them a wonderful round of applause, my people. Special subcontractors, dredging works will be done by the Ocean Dredging Canada. Not certain if they are here. The piling, the pile caps, the dolphins, the PCC team or beam placement works by American Bridge of the USA. Design engineering, engineer on record is Johnson, Murr, Miran, and Thompson, Inc., JMT, USA. These teams would be ably supported by local subcontractors, tradesmen, and laborers. I'm aware that Reginald Francis of St. Kitts Marine Works has already been engaged as a subcontractor by American Bridge. Reggie is local. Reggie, don't be afraid. Stand and take a bow, Reggie. Right? In fact, as mentioned before, just last Saturday, March the 12th, JVD hosted a very successful job fair at the Tucker Clark Primary School over there in Newtown, in East Barnsley, at Ponce Pasture to be exact, and held interviews with potential candidates. I'm advised that over 300 persons and subcontractors signed up, and is expected that by next month, June, JVD and its specialized subcontractors would have their full complement of workers, all from our local labor pool. All from our local labor pool, we'll have jobs, ladies and gentlemen, jobs and more jobs. And we must feel good about that. Your team, Unity Administration, is doing that. 2 engineers are engaged to provide independent oversight of the project. Representing SCASPA as its independent engineer is ADB Consultants, and I see that gentleman, not just like an engineer today, in his jacket and tie, Martel Lee is his managing director. Martel is here with us. I haven't seen the director of public works, Cromwell Williams. Cromwell Williams is also working alongside Martel Williams, and you know that public works are the technical, or is the technical of the government. Representing the syndicate banks is E.F. Douglas and Associates, with principal engineer Errol Douglas. Not certain if he too is here. But ladies and gentlemen, I was not embellishing, I was not exaggerating. I'm not trying to sensationalize anything. When I said earlier that we have commenced the construction of the second cruise pier, the dredge, we'll see it shortly. The dredge is in port. It arrived in early May, I believe May the 1st or somewhere thereabout, and commenced dredging a few days later. As of today, I was advised that 50% of the dredging works have already been completed, with 100% of the dredging work scheduled to be completed in June, while revetment construction is expected to commence as early as next week. I was further advised that in June, American Bridge, the marine contractor, would arrive with 2 barges and large capacity cranes, and the first shipment of pipe piling would be on St. Kitts to facilitate the driving of piles, also scheduled to commence in June. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also reliably informed that so far all works are on schedule. But my people, we would not have been this far had it not been for the financing, which, as you know, was provided by our local syndicate players in the tune of $48 million. For that reason, I wish to recognize these players and to take this opportunity to thank them once again for demonstrating their support for this very crucial project. The St. Kitts Nevis National Bank, the Social Security Board, the Sugar Industry Diversification Foundation of St. Kitts and Nevis, TDC Insurance Company Limited, and TDC Financial Services Company Limited, they all deserve a wonderful round of applause. But allow me to digress even for a moment, because it is also important, ladies and gentlemen, to highlight some of the projects that SCASPA intends to undertake. The second cruise pier is just one of the major projects on stream at SCASPA. Soon, we will embark upon the resurfacing of the R.L. Bradshaw International Airport runway to not only repair the cracks, but to reinforce the surface, beg your pardon, so that it can safely accommodate the growing size and weight of the larger aircraft. Similarly, the Alpha taxiway at the airport, the main taxiway, would also be repaired, and major repair work would be done to the bulkhead at the cargo pier at the deep water port. And all these projects have been derived from the fact that we inherited a public infrastructure that was dilapidated. And we have started. We had no choice but to start to rehabilitate this infrastructure. And you know what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Those on the other side are saying elections is coming. But elections are due in 2020. We made a commitment that we would not leave road construction, public building repairs, or infrastructure development to political expediency. We are doing it because we have committed to it, and we are going to keep the promises we make. So these major capital upgrade projects became necessary, given the failed maintenance plan or lack thereof on the previous administration, which resulted in the deterioration of the port's superstructure. Your team unity administration is therefore cognizant of the need to ensure that our ports of entry are up to the required safe operational standards in order to facilitate trade, and thus has made it a priority to execute these projects without delay. These projects follow the recently completed ferry terminal facility, which was left in a dilapidated state by the former administration, not fit for use by the thousands of passengers who ply between St. Kitts and Nevis on a daily basis. The facility was in no way complementary to our tourism product. Now, under your administration, ferry passengers can wait in a clean, safe, and secure air-conditioned environment when traveling to and from the sister island of Nevis. And we must commend the board of directors, the management and staff of SCASPA, who has again taken on the responsibility for this, and they deserve high commendation. So much is happening at SCASPA, my fellow citizens, all geared towards creating a safe, secure, and comfortable environment for all stakeholders. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to witness the ceremonial breaking of the seabed, signaling the commencement of the construction of this much anticipated second cruise pier. This is a momentous occasion. This is a memorable occasion. This is a milestone occasion, a milestone event, and I can say without fear of contradiction, as a member of the Team Unity administration, promise made, promise kept. Let me hear you. Promise made, promise kept. Another promise delivered by your Team Unity administration. But it would be remiss of me if before I close, I do not thank a number of people and organizations without whom we would not have realized this project. My list is, however, not exhaustive. I must thank His Excellency the Governor General for his kind words that always come pro bono, I would admit. I must thank the Prime Minister and my colleague members of Cabinet for their full support of this project. I thank again the lenders in the syndicate, the National Bank, SIDF, Social Security Board, and TDC, the board and management of the National Bank in particular, there being the syndicate admin agent lead, the legal teams on SCASPA side, Mitchum and Benjamin, on the lenders side, Gonzalez and Parry. The CCC and the Canadian government cannot express our sincere thanks. The board of directors and management of SCASPA, we must thank them for taking on their responsibility to bringing this project to fruition. And I must thank as well, outside of SCASPA, a young lady, Tofida Stewart, who is the engine, or is in the engine room, I should say, and makes this project go. People of the Federation, I must thank you all for your continuing support and for coming out to join us on this momentous occasion. May God continue to bless you all and bless our beloved Federation. I thank you very much.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook, Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.